These are the games that are impossible to just forget about. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Mafia and Gangster games.
No more attempts on my father's life.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be focusing on the best games that feature tropes and characters related to organized crime from across the globe. Given the subject matter, some mature content may follow.
So we gotta use our heads, or rather one head, your head.
Number 10, The Warriors.
Can you dig it?
Oh, we can definitely dig it. Based on the ultra-stylish cult classic film of the same name, this third-person brawler doesn't just retell the movie, it expands upon it. Players take on the role of several members of the Warriors, a gang whose bonds of brotherhood are just as tight as their sweet vests.
What, you think you're the only one around here with artistic talent? Huh, come on, let's get out of here.
Forced to make their way back home after being framed for murder, the Warriors will fight, run, and tag their way through a dilapidated New York City, all while facing off against several other eccentric and colorful gangs. The game's gonzo atmosphere, deep fighting system, and mission variety make for a brutally fun ride, whether you're bopping alone or with a friend.
How do I look?
The vest is looking fine, but you're looking a little banged up, young blood.
Number 9, Scarface, The World Is Yours.
Take your hard, man.
Move over, 50 Cent. Tony Montana was the original bulletproof gangster. In this sequel to the classic 80s mob film, the Cuban-American kingpin survives the big shootout at his Miami mansion and rebuilds his empire while tearing down everyone who wronged him. Ridiculous premise aside, The World Is Yours successfully recaptures the neon and synth-infused tone of the film, giving the game a unique personality.
He believes you're too hot.
Chef is a pussy. That's why he's a lawyer.
Combined with solid open-world driving and shooting, as well as an uncanny Al Pacino impression by Andre Celiuzo, Scarface is a licensed game that, like its protagonist, fought against all the odds to come out on top, with some help from his little friend, of course. Number 8, Saints Row 2. When Grand Theft Auto got gritty, its rival got wacky. The sequel to a competent GTA clone, Saints Row 2 is when the series made a name for itself as a crime simulator that, refreshingly, didn't take itself too seriously. As the leader of the 3rd Street Saints, you'll embark on the usual open-world missions as you take over the city of Stillwater. However, the real fun begins when you start unlocking ludicrous side missions, including committing insurance fraud by ragdolling all over traffic, spraying sewage on suburban houses, and car surfing. And, by the way, all of this can be done naked. So, if you're tired of grim color palettes and angsty heroes, you gotta give this gem a try.
Daddy, I just bought that table!
Number 7, Sleeping Dogs.
Where have you been?
Stuck in traffic. It's Hong Kong.
The only thing more dangerous than a gun-toting gangster is a gun-toting gangster who's mastered martial arts. Sleeping Dogs puts players in the shoes and occasionally bare feet of Wei Shen, an undercover cop who navigates both the densely packed streets of Hong Kong and the complicated hierarchy of the local triads.
I'll go talk to Benny, make him see reason.
Yeah, wait, you go do that.
The bone-crushing fighting, over-the-top driving, and acrobatic shooting are entertaining in their own right, but it's the tense story and unique, fully realized setting that are the real stars of the show. Hong Kong feels as lively as the real thing, and Wei Shen is a great character with real motivations. Now, if only his singing was as good as his fighting. Number 6, The Godfather.
Thank you. Tom, please tell Don Corleone how grateful Frankie and I are.
One of the best gangster movies of all time also got a pretty good video game adaptation. As a fully customizable member of the Corleone family, players can live out and participate in some of the most memorable scenes in the film, including the placing of a certain horse's head in a certain bed.
You wait here. I'll deliver the package to Mr. Ross.
Adding to the authenticity is the return of several actors from the original film, including Robert Duvall, James Caan, and even the legendary posthumous Marlon Brando, who reprises his role as Don Corleone one last time. Combined with solid gameplay and a beautifully realized 1940s era New York City, playing this game is basically an offer you couldn't refuse.
I won't forget it. You can count on that.
Number 5, Yakuza 0. This is probably the only gangster game that also doubles as a disco star simulator. This prequel to the long-running Japanese series tells the story of a young Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima in a story that deftly mixes brutal drama with zany humor. The Yakuza series' simple but fun combat returns, along with a huge variety of places to explore and minigames to play. The side quests are more than just fun distractions, however, as each one helps to immerse the player fully in the game's late 80s world. The different gameplay styles allow for constant fun and surprises, and the story expertly weaves the lives of its protagonists together for a one-of-a-kind experience.
ヤクザのくせに専用屋を知らねえのか。
Number 4, Max Payne. This game has more wordplay than a Scrabble World Championship. A neo-noir third-person shooter that owes as much to the film genre as it does to video games. Max Payne tells the story of, well, Max Payne, a grizzled cop whose parents must have had a pretty wicked sense of humor.
You can't just hurt me in cold blood.
Just keep telling yourself that.
After the death of his family at the hands of violent junkies, Max is forced to clear his name and seek vengeance on the people who wronged him. The gameplay mixes the stylish gunfights of a John Woo movie with the slow-motion action of The Matrix, all presented in the form of an over-the-top film noir. A gritty crime saga with moments of self-aware humor? Yep, Max's Payne is definitely our game.
I could hear Punchinello on the phone begging for help. He should have been saying his goodbyes.
Number 3, Grand Theft Auto 3. One of the first 3D gangster games is also one of the best. Despite being the third entry in the series, GTA 3 is where the franchise came into its own, creating a whole new genre of open-world action games. The title gave players the ability to explore the entirety of Liberty City, with plenty of cars to race, gangs to fight, and targets to assassinate. The story is a well-plotted tale of revenge, but it was the open-world sandbox and infinite gameplay possibilities that kept players coming back for more. While all of the Grand Theft Auto series focuses on gangsters, we felt that the Mafia-centric story of Grand Theft Auto 3 was the best fit for this list.
Get a cartel gang car and eliminate him. The Yakuza must blame the cartel for this declaration of war.
Number 2, Mafia 2.
Could prove useful. Come with me, boy.
After a first installment that was acclaimed for its engrossing story and attention to detail, developer 2K Czech created an even more ambitious sequel. Players take on the role of Vito Scaletta, a World War II veteran plunged into a life of crime in order to pay his father's debts.
This the guy?
Yeah, this is Vito.
The game's sprawling story spans several years and takes you through the highs and lows of being a gangster. It also features several effective character moments that builds Vito's relationships with his fellow mafiosi. Mob movies often talk about the importance of family, but Mafia 2 feels like you're part of one. Just be sure to obey those traffic laws, eh?
Hey, you coming in for some drinks?
It's 3 in the morning. Shut the hell up.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
You picked the wrong house, fool!
Hey, Big Smoke, it's me, Carl. Chill.
What GTA 3 started, San Andreas perfected. Set in a fictionalized version of California during the 1990s, this game is one of the most ambitious and controversial of its generation. The protagonist, Carl C.J. Johnson, is a multifaceted character who's just looking to do right by his moms, but ends up getting dragged into the underworld by a huge cast of unsavory characters.
Try not to kill any more respected police officers.
Players are given more freedom than ever to customize everything from their cars to their appearance as they guide CJ through an exciting and politically charged story that escalates from turf wars to airplane shootouts to an all-out riot. With memorable characters and engrossing locations, San Andreas is a gangster's paradise. Except for that one train mission. Ugh.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.